welcome to the last Healthy Habits exercise within reach. So I'm not able to do this in person, but I think that this will be a great experience for you to be able to learn something new for healthy habits. So we're going to get started. My name is Kimberly Bragg Armentrout, and I have been teaching this class for the last 11 months, and we will continue this January of 2023, so look forward to that, new topics for healthy habits. So today we're going to learn about exercise, the benefits of exercise, some barriers of exercise, how to do some group activities, refuel, and work out, to make us some workout plans and set some goals. The learning objectives is understand that American Heart Association does have physical activity recommendations. Identify one personal motivator and one way to remove a barrier to become more physically active. Establish a personal plan that works for you. So what are some of the benefits of exercise? We can increase our energy, lower our blood pressure, improve blood sugar, reduce feeling of stress, improve quality of sleep, improve memory, support mental well-being, and increase self-confidence. Exercise that works for you. So some people like to be social when they do their exercises, but some people like to do it individually. Know what you enjoy. It's all about what's going to motivate you to be active. Make it a habit. We know that making things habit comes easier for us. So do it a lot of times in order for you to make it a habit. And then figure out what time of day works for you. Are you a morning person? Are you a night person? That's really important because even though as much as I try to be a morning person, I'm just not. So every time I start a plan, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up early tomorrow morning and I'm gonna start my activity. I can't get up. So it's not really beneficial for me to try to do a plan in the morning when it's not going to be a reachable objective for me. Give yourself attainable options that fit your life. We want to make sure that it becomes easy for you. We don't want to make it complicated. We don't want you to have to overplan to make an activity for yourself. Make it part of your everyday activities. Start by buying some nice shoes. Get some shoes that for walking if that's something that you enjoy. Or maybe some people like a new workout outfit. Make it worthwhile, though, that makes you be motivated in order for you to start that program. So, smaller sessions count. We've talked in the past, or I've probably mentioned in one of my other programs, that baby steps are so important. We want to start very small. You want to be accomplishable. So even if you just say, I'm going to do 2 minutes every day of exercise, or 2 minutes every couple hours of exercise, make those 2 minutes count. But make it so easy that it's going to be simple for you to continue. Again, baby steps. If you start really large, you're going to probably end up quitting. So you want to make it easy and accomplishable. And you can do that by setting your goals. Make your goals easy and accomplishable. Start with the easiest thing for you to do now. What is something that I know I can do every day that's going to make it, into my routine, that's going to make it easy for me to do and stay with it? And then keep going. Even if you miss a day and you said you're going to do it every day, keep going. You don't have to stop just because you missed a day or something happened. You want to continue on. So what are some of the barriers of exercise? Why do people stop? Well, most people, it's lack of time, right? We never have enough time to do what we want to do, or never have enough time to do things, right? To finish everything we need to finish in a day. That's kind of an excuse, right? Because if we really, really wanted to do something, we could make the time, right? So this has to be something that you enjoy. So you won't say, well, I don't have enough time. Make it enjoyable enough that you're going to say, oh, yes, I need to do this because this is going to be something fun that I want to do. Find an activity that you enjoy, that makes you happy. No social support. Some people don't have that support system and they do like that social support. If you don't have that social support, find teams. Find people that are doing something that you like to do and join with them. Find community centers, people that are in the community centers, your neighbors. Try to find that support system somewhere, and you can find it. It's out there. Just you have to look. Motivation or lack of energy, right? I think that's a lot of people's barriers too, right? I worked all day. I'm tired when I get home. I don't feel like, working out, or I don't feel like, going for that walk. Well, believe it or not, once you get out there, your energy will be more, right? You'll get more energy if you actually follow through with the activities. And getting motivated, you have to really get prepared to be motivated, right? You have to have things already in line and make it easy for yourself, and that will help with the motivation. Lack of resources. Well, I live in a neighborhood that I might not be able to walk after dark because it might not be as safe as I'd like it to be. Find an indoor walking activity or a gym that's close by. Find those resources that are free. Community centers, they're free, right? Nothing that you have to do extra. So look for those resources. Life's obligations and caregiving, right? I take care of my children at night. I'm a single parent, or I have a family member that's ill. So try to incorporate those children in your activities. Take the children for a bike ride or for a walk or play in the park. Make it fun for them as well. Teach them how to be physically active. If you're a caregiver for an elderly parent that might not be able to do some of the activities, see what they can do. A lot of chair exercises are available for seniors or for people that have limitations. Figure out what they can do and try to incorporate that into your plans as well. If you have injury, some people don't work out enough or don't do activity enough, and they feel that they might get hurt. Well, start with things you do know how to do. Most of us know how to walk, right? So get your shoes on and walk, right? There's no injury in that. You just have to might find a flat surface somewhere where you feel safe walking, as far as the pavement's not off center or the road's not too rocky. Things like that that will help you not be fearful of that particular activity. And then lack of skill. That's when you want to go to maybe a personal trainer and learn how to use the equipment at the gym. So so you have that skill. Or start with stuff that you do know. We do know how to walk. So for the most part, we can walk and do that activity to start until we build that confidence and build some of those muscle skills, right? So for a barrier of time, monitor your activity, find time slots and activities that you can do within that time frame. So I mentioned that 2 minutes at a time. I know that I should be getting off my chair and my computer at least a couple times a day. Take that opportunity to walk around your building or walk around your parking lot. Find those time slots that actually do work. I have an hour for lunch. I eat my lunch in 30 minutes. Use that extra 30 minutes to help you get out there and get some activity. Select activities that fit into your routine. Set a schedule that fits into your routine. And then again, like I mentioned, if you really want to do it, you can find the time to do it. But if you think you don't have time, write down what you do all day long. If you write down all day long what you do, I'm sure that you can find some time in there that would be dedicated to physical activity. Social support, like I explained earlier, examples, explain your goals to others. Maybe they might be interested in doing something that you like to do. Invite people to do things that you want to do or that you'd like to do together. And then join activity groups, like I mentioned. Motivation and energy, plan ahead. Like I said, be prepared. Have your stuff out ready for you to go. Schedule specifics. What am I going to do exactly? The more specific that you are, the easier it is for you to do that activity. A time of day is so important. Again, we talked about that. Like if we aren't morning people, then find the time slot that's going to work for you. Find a fitness partner that's motivational, right? Accountability. Looking for that accountability partner. Play games or sports. Again, try to find people that have same interests as you, and then you can do it together. Keep workout clothes handy. Always have some shoes in your car, even if nothing else. Having some shoes in your car will definitely motivate you because you can walk anywhere, right? So just put those shoes on. It doesn't really matter what you're wearing. Yes, if you go outside, you might sweat a little bit more if you have nicer clothes on. But again, you're getting that activity, and that's more important than sweating a little bit extra, right? Physical activity is a mood lifter. So, like I mentioned, if you don't think you have energy and you don't feel like you want to get out there and do those activities, once you get out there, that energy level will rise and you'll feel much better about it. Lack of resources, you don't need money to walk. So the money is not really an issue if you're going to go out and use parks or community centers. Even some basketball courts and things are free for you to use around your house and in your community. Equipment, you don't need special equipment to walk. All you need is a pair of shoes, and you should probably spend a little money on some nice pair of shoes, especially if you're going to use them often. But as far as anything else, you don't need. If you're trying to do muscle strengthening activities, canned goods, water bottles, all those different things will work. That things that you already have in your home, so you don't have to spend a lot of money on those things. Transportation, look for places that are close to your home. So you don't have to worry about that. Plus, you could bike to a near place, right? So get another activity in there, start biking. So those are things that you can do to help with those lack of resources. We talked about life obligation, exercise with those people that might be in part of your obligation, your family, your children, play games. Everyone can benefit from physical activity. Fear of injury, we talked about that. As long as you're doing things that you really should be doing, as far as that warm up and cool down, are really important. As far as stretching out your muscles and getting them ready to do an activity is very helpful. And then learning those activities, choose activities that you already know how to do or limited risk involved in those activities. And listen to your body. If your body is really sore, not because you haven't worked out for a year, but sore because there's something aching, then you want to get that checked out. Listen to your body. Maybe you can't run a marathon tomorrow. Maybe you have to start slower, or maybe you used to run marathons and you think you can get up there and do it again, but maybe your body's not quite ready. You have to get it ready to do that. So take that time, take those opportunities to listen to your body. Lack of skill, again, do what you know how to do. If you know how to walk, go out there and walk. You know how to dance, go dance. Right? Find those things that you do know how to do. And then if you want to learn something new, then you ask for help. You get that personal trainer. Or sometimes at the gyms, they will give you a free tour. They'll give you a free assessment and they'll teach you some of the equipment. And that's all free of charge as well. Fuel up for exercise. So, what do we need to have to exercise? Well, we know that water is so important. We want to make sure that we're drinking before, during, and after our workout. People tend to forget that we need all that water during all that time. So we need to be prepared by, drinking ahead of time, drinking it during the day, before our workout. Then during our workout, we need to be taking some sips of water to be able to, keep our body hydrated, and then after as well. So remember that you need the water all the time. Eat healthy carbohydrates. So make sure you have some of that. The carbohydrates, remember, provide the most energy for our body, right? 45 to 65% of our energy comes from carbohydrates. So we want to make sure that we're getting some of that energy during the day so we can work out efficiently and not feel hungry or sick. So get those whole grains in there, whole grains toast, whole grain crackers, some fruit, some vegetables. Utilize all those carbohydrates that we can need during the day to help us with our exercise during the day. Refuel after exercise. So after exercising, we want to make sure we're eating again, right? We want to eat before, we want to eat again after, to make sure that we are replenishing or refueling our body and giving our body the things that it needs to break down and to be able to rebuild those muscles. Remember to talk to your doctor before you do any type of new exercises or even something that you haven't done in a long time. We want to make sure that we're getting the okay, that we're not going to injure ourselves and then prevent our activity from happening now or happening even later if we're injured, right? So we want to make sure we're taking care of ourselves to be able to do that activity. So how can we get active? Well, like I just mentioned, we do want to make sure we're talking to our doctor and want to make sure we're getting the okay. Again, we used to run marathons, but we haven't run a marathon in a long time. So you want to make sure your body is ready for that marathon. Or at least, maybe the baby steps before the marathon, right? So you want to make sure that you're doing what you need to do to be safe. So here's some general exercises that we can do. Lunges, stretching out those calves by using a wall or even sitting on the floor. Maybe doing some squats or some push-ups, things like that are really going to kind of get us going. These are just some samples. You might be saying, "Well, I can't do any of those things. I have a bad back, or I can't do push-ups because my arms hurt, or whatever the reason." We can find other activities to do. Right? There's multiple of activities and a lot of modifications. So again, I tend to modify a lot of things because I can't typically do them right away or maybe never, right? Modifications are good, a good way to still get the activity and maybe not the stress on the areas of your body that you can't do those activities. So adopt activities or exercises, find things that work for you. There's, again, the internet has tons of different things. There's lots of resources at the library, also at the gym, of different things that you can do that's going to help for different parts of your body. Most of the time we would like to get a whole body workout, right? Your whole body needs the exercise, your whole body needs the stretching. So look for those things that you can kind of incorporate a bunch of things in a shorter period of time. Because again, if you're not a big active exercise person, trying to get more in a lesser period of time is really going to be beneficial for you, right? So find those exercises, those whole body workouts that you can do in a shorter amount of time that kind of covers all the major muscle groups. We talked about warming up and how important it is for you to do that prior to an activity. So you need about 5 to 10 minutes of a warm up. You know, more intense activities might need longer. So if you're going for a longer walk or you're going to be working out, really heavy weights, things like that, you might want to do it for a longer period of time. But for most of us that are just typically doing a basic exercise program, 5 to 10 minutes of warming up those muscles, letting them know, hey, we're getting ready to do something fun. You want to go ahead and get them warmed up. Do planned activities at a slower pace. You don't have to run, you walk. You don't have to push 100 pounds, push 5, right? Any little bit of exercise is going to help you, even if you have to do it a longer period of time, right? So you want to make sure that you're doing what is comfortable for you and getting the most benefit from that activity. And again, like I mentioned, use your entire body. And you want to get that whole body workout. So you'll be, overall, you'll be healthy everywhere, right? We're not worried about building big arms or big legs. We want to just make them healthy. We want them to be working for us when we need them to work, especially if you're at my age or older, right? Want to make sure our things are working for us the way they should. Here's some sample of some stretching. Definitely some calf stretches that we want to do prior to doing a workout. And can be done on your wall. It can be done seating. You just want to get a nice stretch in that calf. And most of us can do this, one way or another. Then there's the muscles and those the quads with the squats. We want to definitely get those in there. Now, some people are going to sit there and say, "Well, I can't do a squat like that," and that's fine. Modify it. Even if you're just do it a little ways down, it's going to give you a benefit, right? If you have to put a chair behind you, that is going to give you a benefit. Even if you have to sit in the chair and push yourself back up, that's going to give you a benefit. So, however you have to modify the activity, most of the time you're going to get a benefit from that modification. So don't worry if you can't do something specifically the way that they're telling you, as long as you're not going to hurt yourself and as long as it's completely not wrong, right? You don't want to do an activity that is completely wrong, right? Then you can hurt yourself. But by modifying an activity, that's different. You're going to get a good benefit from that activity without the pressure on your points that hurt. Then there's a muscle strengthening also with your side lunges. Again, you don't have to jump, you don't have to lift your leg. You have to just move side to side, right? So however you get there is going to be the modification. This is showing you a different ways to do that, where he's kind of more jumping into that lunge. You can just set yourself in that lunge. You pick up your foot, you move it to the left or the right, you lunge on it, right? You don't have to jump. You don't have to do that leg lift like he's doing. Do something that's comfortable for you that's going to give you the same kind of benefit. That's what you're looking for, those benefits. Cardio jumping jacks. We want to get those jumping jacks in there. You want to get your cardio up. You want to get your heart beating. That is what also helps you lose weight, but also helps your heart be fit, right? Cardio is exercises that help your heart. And that's what we're looking for, something that's going to help your heart. Do you have to do this one specifically? No, you don't have to do this specifically. Do you have to do it like this? No, you don't. Modification, again, is a key. And as long as your heart rate is getting up, then you're doing it right, right? So you just want to make sure that your heart is getting the activity it needs to, because remember, your heart is a muscle. Your muscles need to be worked out. So you want to work your muscle as your heart. Here is a video of a modification of the jumping jack. So we're going to watch this for a moment and you can go ahead and see how that works.
Hey, I'm Coach Kozak from Hazfit, and this is another professional exercise demonstration. A modified jumping jack is a low-impact version of the classic jumping jack exercise. It's great to get your heart rate up and not have to worry about hurting your knees. We're stepping side to side, bringing our arms up with our elbows bent, and kicking one leg out to the side. There's a little bit of rhythm involved in this one, so it's 1, 2, and leg up. 1, 2, and leg up. Return your arms to the side every time. Thank you for joining me today. If you enjoyed this demonstration, make sure you check out Hazfit's website for hundreds of additional free workouts. We have a free meal.
As you can see, that was a very simple modification of something that could be stressful on your knees if you have, knee issues. So again, it's something very simple as a modification, but if he did that enough times, his heart rate is going to get up just as if he was going to do a regular jumping jack. So again, modifications are perfectly fine for you to do as long as it's not completely off base. You want to make sure that it is similar to what you're trying to accomplish and at least accomplish the same muscle group, right? Other things that we can do for cardio. Cardio is something that you can get just about doing anything, right? You can dance if you like to dance. You can clean your house if you like to clean your house. You can garden. All those things that you do can get your heart rate up. I love to, I don't love to clean my house, but when I clean my house, I definitely add some of those components that's going to make it an exercise. I do I do knee bends when I'm vacuuming, right? I stretch my body out. I stretch the lunge forward so I can get a nice stretch also with that vacuuming. When I mop side to side, so I'm getting some hips, right? I'm getting some of those love handles working. There's different things. When I'm standing at my sink doing my dishes, I'm doing leg lifts or I'm doing calf pushes. I mean, whatever you can do to incorporate some extra activity into your fun, it's going to make it all much better for you, right? So remember that cardio is one of those great activities that you can really do just about anywhere, and you can get a lot of benefit from them, from it in other ways. And then we talked about the cool down. Cool downs, again, are also very important, right? We move slowly to get our heart rate down. So the purpose of a cool down is to let your heart rest, right? And getting it down to back to a normal heart rate. You need about 5 minutes of a cool down. And that's when you're doing some of your stretches, right? You're trying to stretch your muscles so they realize, okay, we're finished. Let me just give you some, some stretching. Hold this for a few seconds on both sides. But you do not bounce. You're not like pushing and you're bouncing or your lunges and bounces. You're just holding a stretch. And that's what a cool down is holding stretch and also breathing. Remember to breathe. Very important to breathe. So refuel after exercise, we talked a little bit about this. You need to hydrate, you need to eat healthy, right? We can't go and exercise and go home and eat a, candy bar or have a soda. That's not the point of, what you just did. You went out there and exercised, got your body healthy, or, getting it healthy in a healthy way, and then you're going to go home and have a candy bar. No, that's not what we should be doing. We should think about what's going to help our body to be able to recuperate from that activity and rebuild. Right? Those are the things we're looking for. So we want to make sure we're having those bananas and those whole grain foods, those vegetables. Get those things in our system. And then how much exercise do we actually need? Well, we need 30 minutes of exercise every day. 30 minutes every day. And that is just to maintain health. So if you like the way you look, you're at the appropriate weight for your body, and you are not on medication, have no major health concerns, 30 minutes is perfect for you. However, if you want to lose some weight, or if you're on medication, or if you have a chronic disease and you're trying to be healthier, you can use 45 minutes to an hour of exercise. So depending on where you are in your life and in your health, you want to choose what's going to benefit you the most. Now, do you have to do that 30 minutes or 45 minutes all at one time? No. The nice thing about exercise is you can stretch it all day. And that's what you want to do, because you want to be able to do it when you can do it. Some of us don't have 45 minutes to an hour to spend on exercising at one time. I don't have that much time. I might be able to fit in 15 minutes during the day at my lunchtime, and then maybe 15 minutes after dinner, maybe 15 minutes in the morning if I'm feeling lucky, right? If I got up in time. So find those time frames in which you can do the activity. And again, it doesn't have to be the whole 30 minutes or whole 45 minutes. Try to do what you can when you can do it, and put it in your routine. Figure out when it's going to fit. And this is just talking about movement in general. We want to move. A sedentary life is an unhealthy life, right? So we really want to figure out ways that we can move throughout the day. So we're going to want to make a physical activity plan. And that is something that is only going to be beneficial if you do it yourself, right? I can't tell you, oh, you need to walk 30 minutes every day, or you need to run, or you need to do your squats or sit-ups, whatever it may be. Because if I tell you to do something that you may not like doing, you're not going to do it, right? So I tell people, I'm not going to run unless somebody's chasing me. So for me to say I'm going to run, 30 minutes every day is a lie, because I probably won't do it, right? Because I hate running. So find things that you love, things that you enjoy, and then you're more apt to do them. And that's the whole idea of making a plan. When is it going to fit? I want to make sure it's in my schedule. I want to make sure I have time to do it. I don't want to plan it on a day where I know I have a meeting every day at that time, right? I want to make sure I plan it for a time that I know I'm not going to have a meeting, or the day I'm not going to take the children to baseball practice, or whatever it may be. Find those moments that are going to be able to fit into your daily schedule, and also the activities that you're going to want to do. Because again, don't want to do them, you're not going to do them. You don't like them, not going to do it. So make sure you're finding things that you enjoy. And then have a goal. Make sure you are creating a SMART goal. It's got to be a specific goal. It has to be a measurable goal, attainable, relevant, or realistic and timely. So we want to make sure that we have these components into the goal that we have decided that we're going to do. Because if you don't, you're going to talk yourself out of it. You need a goal to make sure that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. So a goal can be, I want to be more physically active. Okay, that's a great goal, but how, when, where, how much time, what am I going to do? So this particular goal says, I will do muscle strengthening activities for 20 minutes every Tuesday and Thursday during my lunch break. That's very specific. He knows what he's going to do. He knows when he's going to do it, how long he's going to do it, what days he's going to do it. So it's very specific to him. So you want to make your goals as specific as possible so you will stick with them. Otherwise, if you just say, I want to be physically active, okay, well, today I walked from my car to the store or I went grocery shopping. That's physically active, right? But is it really what I need in order for me to be healthy? Probably not, right? So you really want to be specific. And then timely is also very important. You want to put an end time on that goal. Why do you need an end time? What if I didn't accomplish my goal? That's okay. When you end it and you did not accomplish what you said you were going to accomplish, it's time to reevaluate it. Was it unrealistic? Was I not really able to do that? Did I pick days that, I had to take the children to baseball, or I had, something else I had to do? Make sure that your goal was relevant to what you thought you were going to be able to do. And if you didn't accomplish it, guess what? Just continue it with modifications. Okay, instead of Tuesday and Thursday, maybe Monday and Wednesday will work better. Or maybe Friday and Saturday will work better. So reevaluate it and see what happened. Why did you not accomplish it? But if you did a great job, then start another goal. Maybe continue that one, but start a new one. You don't want to do too many things at one time because, again, you won't accomplish them. So you want to start with one thing. If you do it for a while and you have good success with that one, continue to another one. These are just the steps to a SMART goal. And if you have any questions, you can definitely email me at Bragg K. That's B as in boy, R as in Robert, A as in apple, G as in girl, K for Kim, at H as in Henry, C as in cat, F as in Florida, L as in Larry, gov.net. So it's Bragg K at hcflgov.net. So definitely, email me and let me know if you have any questions or concerns. And I really want to thank you for coming to my presentation and listening to what I had to share. If you, I would like to tell everybody and wish everybody happy holidays, and I hope to see you back in January. It will be the 4th January of the month, and we will be starting this all over again with some really new healthy habits and things that you can learn and get excited about. So I look forward to seeing you in the new year. Have a great holiday. Bye, guys.